How's it going, guys? Michael from Code Bros here, and we're streaming from a Code Bros cafe. And today's a very special day because it's our very first interviewer with a cosplayer. So just hold on a moment. Just put the amp off there, please. Got a little bit of echo going on in the background, so that was going to be confusing my brain. I wouldn't be able to speak English very properly at that point in time. But anyways, here we go. Let's try again. So yeah, we're going to be doing our very first cosplayer interview, and if you pan over to the right, you will see Genji from Overwatch. How is that? Check the light features, yo. Switch the light off there, and you can see it. Oh my word! How is that? Cool. So, featuring. Yeah, we'll do a proper interview with him right now. He's going to be sitting next to me in a few minutes' time. So we'll be back in a few seconds. Just enjoy this trailer from Sekiro, and we will be continuing the interview shortly.
In the closing years of the Sengoku era, Japan was consumed by perpetual conflict.
What's the matter, Stray? Nothing left to lose? Well, would you look at that? Will you join me, starving wolf? That day, I pulled you from the battlefield. I had no idea what you'd become.
All right, guys. So Genji will be with us in a moment, but his actual name will show up on screen shortly when he gets a chance to join us. I actually got the opportunity to interview him at Rage last year, but unfortunately we had some banging music in the background, so we couldn't get the whole thing going on. Oh, here he comes now. Guys, say hello to. It appears on the screen shortly. Oliver Christov. I had a bit of a brain fart there, unfortunately. So, like I was saying, we had Oliver with us at Rage as well, and a lot of you will remember him from Rage with his awesome Genji costume. I was absolutely gobsmacked when I saw it the first time, and I just had to get an interview with him, but unfortunately, as some of you would have seen the video, it was a bit of a mock-up with all the noise in the background. So now we get the proper opportunity to be able to sit down, chill, and have a good old interview with Oliver. So, Oliver, tell me, and that's probably going to be the question we ask most cosplayers, but what is the reason you got into cosplaying, and what was the inspiration for it?
Think of it as you want to be a character in the game. I mean, let's say I guarantee you grew up playing video games, man. Yeah. So, and most of the people watching as well. So, at one point in time, as an example, let's say, oh my God, I'm playing Assassin's Creed. I really want to be that assassin. But, I mean, you don't really have the skills nor the equipment to do that. So, you know, I played Overwatch and I'm like, damn, this Genji ninja cyborg dude is pretty cool. Like, look at him all green and stuff, like a Teletubby. So, I started building the suit out of styrofoam, and then at Rage, I just felt like the character. You know, it let me broaden my spectrum of my imagination and make it come reality. Now, obviously, I'm not a cyborg ninja, but it's like one step closer to being that creation. Yeah.
I can appreciate that, and I would say you pulled the look off really well. So, might as well say you could be a cyborg ninja.
Hell yeah, man. Like, dreams, dog. Cyborg ninja all the way.
Absolutely, I can definitely appreciate that. As someone who cosplays as well, you know, it was I've always had those kinds of those inklings, those desires to be able to not only just dress up as a character, but to feel like step into their shoes, so to speak. And yeah, so the stream's also open to you guys. If you've got some questions, I've got the stream open on my phone, so you guys can ask questions. Let us know what you would like to ask. I see there's comments already. Saltlight Gaming, hey, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. So, you guys are free to ask questions. I will be checking my phone every few seconds to make sure there is to make sure that you get the opportunity to ask the questions as well. Maybe I missed some things. As you can see, I've been missing a couple of things tonight. But cool. So, take us through a little bit of the process that you went through on making the costume. Like, you don't have to explain the full thing, just like a short summary, because I'm sure this must have taken you quite a lot of time.
So basically, the whole build was about 6 months in total. I started off with literally what you call Pepakura Designer. It's a free app that you can get on your computer, which basically allows you to design the costume and 3D mold it from the figures, of the centimeters on your head, and then basically build it up out of paper. From there, I took the design forward with EVA foam. And then I just put all the pieces together, hot gun, and then you're done. Look, obviously it's a longer process. This is just shortening it. Wiring as well was an especially difficult task, but it's trial and error. I failed about at least 4 or 5 times with just the helmet and the chest plate. I had to redo that so much, but I learned from that experience, and then at the end of the day, look how the costume turned out.
It is impressive. 4 to 5 times, guys. But a lot of cosplayers out there can appreciate the same thing. So I would say for a lot of people who want to get into cosplaying, don't be intimidated. A lot of the pros have this experience as well. They will have some of the most silly mistakes happen, and it's not on purpose. It's called an accident for a reason, after all. And
there was actually a dude in America, I think it was Katsucon, which was where it's a huge cosplay event, and he is a professional robot costume builder. He designed this whole Genji outfit, Wow. Nobody could compete with him, but has it been done in South Africa? No. Don't get stressed if you think people will outdo you. If you do your best, people appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's good advice. What was another thing I was going to say? Yes, and the lighting. How did you go about figuring that whole thing out? Because I'm sure you, not exactly a qualified electrician, but like you say, you pretty much do put as much effort as you can into it, and a lot of these costumes have all of these really, really cool features, and with Genji especially, that's one of the things that make his costume. So how'd you go about it?
So initially I went to my local builder's warehouse, and I'm like, I need LEDs. Do you have the singles? Because what I wanted to do was just put single LEDs everywhere. They don't have anything like that. That's a professional cosplay thing. So I did the smart man's dumb thing, and I just bought a whole roll, a roll just full of LEDs, those rubberized LED lights, and then I just weaved it throughout the whole costume. Wherever there was little spots where it would connect to other places, I would just sellotape it so then it doesn't glow through, and from the distance it looks like it's a really well done job. From close, not so much though. And as you said, I'm not a qualified electrician, but again, trial and error. I did consult with electricians around the area that I knew, but the whole actual physical process of building it, that was all me, And
that's the secret, guys. It's I mean, from a distance, like you say, to me it looked like you knew what you were doing. And that's the whole thing with cosplay. And it's not that you don't know what you're doing. I mean, once you've got it down, there you go. You've got it. Then you can confidently say that you know how to wire these things. So in a sense, cosplay is also a means to learn different skills as well. Not only sewing or crafting, but even wiring. So yeah, so let me just take a look and see if there's anybody who has a question to ask. Here's a good one. Yeah. Who is your next cosplay gonna be?
Right, so hopefully this won't bum the people that don't like this game, but I'm thinking Anthem. I've already started basically building up the it's called the Javelin suit, and it's the main Javelin suit. I forgot what the name actually was for it, and it's on stilts. So basically, from the leg upwards, it's gonna be at a backwards angle, and then my actual leg will be here to my kneecap. So I'm literally gonna be crouching 24/7 in the suit, which is going to be hard as hell. But it's going to have motors inside there, LEDs. It's going to look fully functional again from the distance.
That is really cool, man. I actually can't wait to see that. The javelins look absolutely incredible in the game, and sure, there have been some hiccups with Anthem itself, but you know, the actual the costumes, the robots, all of that. That is the concept itself is something that I think everybody would love to be able to run around in. If man,
It's
yeah,
like an Iron Man suit basically, and you get to free roam the world with an Iron Man suit. Who wouldn't want to play that game? Come on.
and be able to fly around with jetpacks. Aye. Got another one from Demore. Would you ever do a Fortnite cosplay?
I don't know. Like, I haven't played enough of Fortnite. I'm more into the sole player games, but yeah, I've considered it once or twice, but it has to be really. I love doing things with a lot of foam. So if it's a huge build up, not just putting it on a bit of fabric and then that's about it. I want LEDs in there. If I can put like smoke going through as well. I mean, that's an easy hookup. You just buy cheap vapes and then you set them up with battery packs. Yeah, I would do something like Fortnite, definitely.
There are some really interesting skins in Fortnite, so you've got a very wide variety to work with if you did ever want to go in that direction.
Like, that's the coolest dude in there. I don't care what you guys say. John Wick is like the coolest guy in the whole Fortnite, so I'll probably be here.
Full suit, look all suave, got a beard, long hair. There we go. That's all cool. We make ways. True enough. And another question in regards to the wiring. They ask, are you a master in robotics? But I'd like to go one up. Would you consider going into robotics?
Oh, I guess if the opportunity showed up, definitely. But I feel like, again, if I make the suit myself without the help of anybody else, the equipment, by the way, if I go into an industry and they give me the 3D printers to work with, the mold designs, all of that, definitely. But if they won't give anything like that to me and expect me to build something just with the pure education, I'd rather try and learn it myself. I mean, it took a couple tutorials on YouTube for me to go through, and that's what I made, yeah.
And once again, I know I'm probably sound like a broken record, but it is absolutely amazing. What you did with your Genji cosplay is absolutely awesome. So that's why we wanted to get you up on here, give you some recognition, because you did a really good job. So one more. Do you enjoy when people want to pose for a pic with you?
I mean, I don't mean to sound vain, but that's the whole thing of making a cosplay. You need to show off the creation that you've done. And especially when we were at Rage, if you notice, there was just at one point I was stopped, and it was just lines and groups of people that want to come and take photos of all the cosplayers. So you obviously don't get to enjoy the other games and new releases that are out there, but that's why you cosplay, so other people can see your creations. It's a form of artwork. If nobody looks at your artwork or tries to familiarize themselves with your artwork, then what's the point in making it?
It's true. It's true. It's all about the community. I mean, that's something that's really awesome about cosplay. I've found as well is some people who might have social anxiety, but they end up cosplaying. It's like it brings out a whole new part of them. It allows them to feel a bit more comfortable, more confident, and it's even encouraging when people come up to you and say, "Oh, they want to take a picture of you. You look so good," and it's a bit of an ego boost, but in a good way. It gives you it makes you feel important, and it shows that you mean something as well, and it's not as a result of you being a different character. It's also because people are recognizing your skills. So it's a really good thing. Cosplay is not just some silly pastime. So what would you say to any future cosplayer that's maybe thinking about getting into it but don't quite know where to start?
I'd say start small, and once you got the hang of it, go big. Like, just go all out. Even if you fail, the fact that you've tried that hard means that, and especially this is what happened with the judges. A lot of the people's costumes broke up midway. Mine as well. I had to carry duct tape, and I had like a dude one of my friends following me as well the whole time. Just we're trying to fix everything with zip ties and duct tape. So even if it does fail, what the judges saw is the amount of detail that you put into it, the effort, the time, the accuracy of the costume. So even if it does break down, at the end of the day, it's fine. It's trial and error. Yeah.
No, that's good. And something I've also found is, like, if you want to take part in the cosplay competitions, you don't feel nervous about the judges themselves, because oftentimes, if not all the times, then the judges themselves are cosplayers, so they know the struggles, they know what you've been through in making the costume, and they're also there for you to help, give you advice, or for a future cosplay. If you've got if you're entering the competition, they'll maybe give you some tips on your next cosplay, on how to better it. And it's not out of what you call negative criticism. It's to help construct you for your next opportunity. And they want to bring, they like us, they want to build the community and show you that you mean something. So absolutely, I would say go for it. It's a fun hobby. Absolutely, it's definitely a really fun hobby to get into. It can be painful as well. In making the costume, it can be frustrating. It can cause you some really heartbreaking moments when the costume parts fail. But in the end, once everything comes together, it is a really satisfying experience. So yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Oliver. It's been absolutely awesome having you with us. We would love to have you for longer, but I believe you've got some plans. Genji's got to get
buff, man. That Mercy ain't gonna look at anybody else unless you buff.
He's got it right there. So thank you guys so much for joining us. This will not be the last. This is the first of many cosplay interviews, so look forward to those. And have a good evening, guys, and we will see you in the next video.